It's time for Feel Good Friday, Jay Harris. And if you're not dialed into Minnesota Gopher football, there's a chance that we got to introduce you to Casey O'Brien on Sunday morning. We showed you the video from Minnesota's win over Rutgers that had gone viral, right? Four-time cancer survivor O'Brien making his college football debut, getting a hold down on an extra point try and then getting mobbed by his teammates. And then celebrating with his head coach, P.J. Fleck, and saying something, emoting something to Fleck that moved him to tears. And it moved us all as well. And it's part of what makes college football great, which is why we are happy to spend our Feel Good Friday with Casey O'Brien on SportsCenter AM. And why don't we start on that sideline in New Jersey? Take us inside that moment, Casey, if you would, with Coach Fleck. What did you two say to each other?
The biggest thing was I just wanted to thank him for giving me a chance. He's the only coach in the country that gave me a spot to walk on, and he means the world to me. He's a very close friend of mine, and he's also someone that I look up to. So I just wanted to thank him and let him know how much he means to me.
In growing up around Minnesota football, because I know your dad had ties as an ops manager with that program for about 6-7 years, what does it mean to now play your college football in that uniform, and now for this coach who was the only one to give you a chance to walk on?
It's hard to describe. I grew up 10 minutes from the stadium, never missed a game growing up. Always wanted to play for the Gophers when I was playing little kid football, so just living my dream right now.
Diagnosed with osteosarcoma when you were 13, one of 4 bouts with cancer that you've had in your life so far, and you're getting your treatment while you're balancing football. So take us inside that treatment schedule during practices. What was that routine like for you?
Yeah, going through high school, I would be in the hospital for 2 straight weeks getting chemotherapy, and then I'd be out for a week, and I would practice that whole week and play on Friday nights. So I played in about half the games during the year in high school because I was missing games for the treatment in the hospital. And then I had to come back to my lungs in college during spring ball. So I was taking chemo pills in the locker room before I'd go down to practice.
Why go through all of that in dealing with protecting your port and things like that during spring workouts and taking chemo pills? Why go through all of that when the only role that you'd really been offered was as a backup holder?
Just being part of something that was bigger than me. I have so much fun being around my teammates and being around this program. And like I said, it's a dream come true, and that's something I didn't want to give up.
I want to talk about one of the signs. You have a couple signs in your room at home at your parents' place. And I think the only one that we can say on TV is I can, I will, end of story. What's the story behind that sign?
So that sign was made for me by one of my buddies after I came home from my first surgery after being diagnosed when I was 13 years old. And that's a sign that I've brought to the hospital for every single one of my chemo treatments or surgeries or any big important thing that I had at the hospital. That story, that sign came with me, and it just reminded me that I was going to do whatever it took to write my own story.
I was reading about Megan Wagner this week, a 9-year-old girl in Minnesota who's in a cancer battle herself. What's your relationship like with her and her family?
Oh, she's unbelievable. I told her yesterday that she's Wonder Woman, but she's a really, really special girl, unbelievably strong, going through everything that I did when she was 9 years old. And I'm going to see her today after practice, so I can't wait to see her. She's one of the most positive people I've ever been around, so I try to be around her as much as I can.
So you inspire her, but who inspires you?
She does. Absolutely, she does. And there's a lot of other little boys and girls like her that I get to represent when I go play football that inspire me to wake up every day.
So I think too often we talk about college as a way to figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life and, you know, take advantage of the opportunities afforded to you and so on and so forth. But that's with folks who come into college without a lot of the life experience that you've had to deal with. So when you think about your future, when you go to bed at night, you're tired from treatment, you're tired from football, you're tired from college, with all these goals out ahead of you, what do you dream about at night?
The biggest thing I dream about is how I can impact other people more. I know that my story is way bigger than me, and that I've been lucky enough to be given a platform where I can affect a lot of people, and I just want that to keep growing and be able to touch more people.
We've been looking forward to this for a long time, Casey. We appreciate the time. Listen, if we get out of here without shouting out Coach Fleck and telling you to row the boat, and maybe you telling us to do the same, I think he'd be upset. Best of luck, best of health, the rest of the season and beyond, and row the boat and take care of business this week and the rest of the way, all right?
Thank you, guys. Row the boat and go Gophers.
Appreciate it, Casey. Thank you.